Hare Krishna. First thing I'm trying to figure out, where is everyone? This is special Radha Tattva. I thought we'd have a little bit more interest. Okay. Okay, we'll just begin. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chaksur Unmulatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasade Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So greetings from Sham Ashram in Cali, Colombia. We're having our Radhastami festival. We'll have it this evening, so our congregation, our core congregation, can attend. And we're quite excited. We've imported a cook from LA to cook Radharani's favorite sabji. What did you get instead of the arbi?
Arakacha.
Arakacha? What is it like it?
Sort of.
Okay. Okay.
It's similar taste, maybe.
You like a Thai cook? Is that it?
A little bit, yeah, trained a little bit.
Okay, so we're going to try to do that. And as my going away gift, I had them get vegan ice cream for everyone. And I'm going to speak the katha. And maybe we will chant the Brindavan national anthem. I haven't decided which is the Brindavan national anthem. Well, there are three songs. I can't decide which is the Brindavan national anthem. One is Shama Gauri Nitya Kishori Pritamajori Sirade Rasika Rasilo Shaila Chabilo Gunagara Bilo Sri Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Sri Radhe Jaya Krishna Krishna Jaya Krishna Jaya Sri Krishna. Or this verse, Muninda Vinda Vandate Triloka Shoka Harani Pasana Vakka Pankaje Nakunjabu Vilasani Vrajendra Banu Nandani Vrajendra Suna Sangate Kada Karisya Sihamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. Or Radharani ki jai, Maharani ki jai, Polo Varshani Wari ki jai, jai, jai. Radharani ki jai, Maharani ki. Haven't decided which, but I printed them all out. Let's see what we use. Now, you know, I really, you really have to start any talk about Sri Radha with tattva, because you need the lens of the philosophy to actually perceive Radha and Krishna in the proper way. Our perception is not just dependent on our senses. It's also dependent on our intelligence. It's also dependent on our heart. So Prabhupada taught us that he didn't ban the gopis. One time Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked me, we chant the names of the gopis. He said, we didn't ban the gopis. But Prabhupada taught us how to present these things with the couched in a philosophical understanding, so people can't project their own perverted intelligence on what they are seeing and hearing, and therefore not see and hear what they are seeing and hearing actually. And I give a simple example of this. I was giving a lecture in the Bhakti Center. And by circumstance, there happened to be some meeting there. And while I was giving the lecture on Radhastami, there was like a star study. There were many. Radhanath Swami, he was going to give half of it. I was giving Radhanath Swami, Jayadvaita Swami, Vaisheshika Prabhu, Mother Rukmini, Anuttama Prabhu, Sesha. There were so many very senior devotees. But at the same time, because it was a public function, there were also many, many new devotees there. So I was thinking now, who do I speak to? If I speak to the senior devotees, the new people will be lost. And if I spoke to the new people, the senior people would be bored. So in these type of circumstances, you first have to speak something that everyone can appreciate. And that somehow empowers you to speak in a way that both audiences can be satisfied. That's my experience. So to my right, there was a picture of Radha, Krishna, and the Astaka Sakis, the 8 gopis. So I began my class and I said, there are many senior devotees here. What do they see? There are many new devotees here. There are new people here. There are many devotees that are just coming to Krishna. What do they see? And then someone came with their grandmother. What does she see? Are they seeing the same thing? Well, you can say yes, but you can say no, because seeing is not just dependent on the senses. It's also based on our intelligence. It's based on the purity of our hearts. And therefore, the confidential subjects of Radha and Krishna are not given in the very beginning of the Bhagavatam. There's 10 other subjects. There are 10 other subjects that are given. Atra sargas visargas cha statir poshanam utaya manvitara ishakanta narodha muktir ashraya. You have other subjects about Krishna that purify your heart and purify your intelligence with the purpose of hearing Radha and Krishna and hearing what it actually is, not what you project on it. And if you hear it for what it actually is, those romantic pastimes, they purify your heart of lust. And if you hear them according to your prejudice, you prejudge them based on your experience of something similar that you've generalized into all forms of boy and girl, even though it's just your understanding of boy and girl from your perspective in the material world, then you project that and you prejudge it, not for what it is, but something that you experience that is similar to it. And therefore, Prabhupada was very, very careful. But at the same time, he was very, very bold in giving us everything. And he gave the Krishna book at the very beginning with everything, because it's basically just a summary of the verses and commentary. But he gave us with everything, but in his realization and in his ability to communicate, he would give us everything, and he would also counteract the misconceptions that we would project on it at the same time. He not only gave us Radha and Krishna, but he gave us the consciousness to understand it. One time, probably in the most learned scholar in the Brindavan or recognized was Haridas Shastri. And he had the equivalent of 9 PhDs from Banaras Hindu University, whatever their equivalent of that is, in different darshans. He studied everything from Shankaracharya to the Sandarbhas to Nyaya logic to everything. And some Western devotees came to him and asked him, what about Manjari Bhav? Manjari are the Twamrupa Manjari Saki Pratitapa. They're the younger gopis, prematurity, who can assist in Radha Krishna's pastimes very intimately. Tad tad bhava ichamai. In our tradition, generally speaking, that is our mood. If we want to aspire to follow the gopis, we follow these manjaris who have the conjugal relationship with Krishna in the sense that they so much deeply identify and love Srimati Radharani that they enjoy her connection with Krishna, and they feel the same thing she does by that love. It's just like, say, one of you had a little child and you brought the child to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada patted the child on the head. The child could enjoy it, but you would enjoy it more. So tad tad bhava ichamai, they enjoy so much Radharani with Krishna. So they asked this scholar, and in Braja, you know, in terms of approach to Radha and Krishna, there are some that are more liberal, there are some that are more conservative. He was probably more conservative than Prabhupada. Bhakti Siddhanta was very conservative. Prabhupada was a little less, but you know, Narayan Maharaj was more liberal. Ananta Das Shastri was more, you know, it's a wide range. We're very cautious because of how these things have been abused over the years. In the name of Radha and Krishna, so many things can be done. And then because it's considered advanced, you just have to say Radhe, Radhe, and then it's called Sahajya. It's easy. It's too easy. It takes a little work. He said, what about Manjari Bhav? And he said, well, if you like young girls. Meaning, and then he said, It's a bhav. Bhav means mood, not just forms. It's a mood, and their mood is of selfless service. Unless you have that mood of selfless service, you won't understand what those forms actually mean. Because the face is an index of the mind, the body is an expression of your consciousness. So this is pure. What is the consciousness that makes those forms? It's selfless service. And one who is in that mood and one who is educated, he'll feel that mood so deeply. But in terms of his heart and his consciousness of selfless service. So I'll get into the juicy stuff a little bit. Radhe, Radhe. Radha Krishna Pranamora Yugala Kishora Jivane Marani Gati Aro Nahi More Kulindira Kuli Keli Kandambiravan Ratana Bosa. But first the tattva. So tattva means philosophy. What's the philosophy? There's Shakti and Shaktiman. There's God and God's energy. So Krishna means Shakti and Shaktiman. Krishna means Radha and Krishna. I heard one scholar say that without Radharani, Krishna is like a rose. But if you take away Radharani, it's a rose without fragrance. It's a rose without color. It's a rose without form. A rose is a rose is a rose, but not without Radha. So Shakti and Shaktiman, and what is Shakti? Shakti is an energy that comes from a source to please its source. So in one sense, Radharani is the Purna Shakti. She's the Shakti of pleasing Krishna. And therefore, she embodies the Ladini Shakti. She embodies the pleasure potency. And the essence of the pleasure potency is love. Krishna Prem, what's the essence of the pleasure potency? It's not tantalization of senses, Prem. It's not, I am the greatest, Prem. It's love. And when that love is heightened to the highest degree, that's called Mahabhav. And Srimati Radhika is Mahabhav Sarup. She is the form of that energy. She's not, the form is not artificial, it's her. But the energy has a personality, it has a form. And therefore, everything about Srimati Radharani is Mahabhav. I love you. This is for you. This is to make your pleasure. So Radharani has 25 qualities that are Mahabhav. For example, her beauty. Her beauty. What does it say? Radharani, the beauty of Radharani's face defeats the beauty of a forest of blue lotuses. It says her smile defeats the beauty of a blue lotus. Her face defeats the beauty of a forest of blue lotuses. And the luster of her color puts gold in a painful situation. That's her beauty. Her beauty is Mahabhav beauty. I love you. And therefore I offer this. Because how do you express love? Sometimes in the yoga studios, there's a great kirtan, and then there's some new guy some egotistic guy who thinks he's a yogi, and he sits in the kirtan like this. No, love means expression of love to please. When you love something, you offer the best. And therefore, if you want to understand Srimati Radha, Sri Radhika, if you want to understand her, you have to understand the correlation between pleasure, love, and beauty. Pleasure is love, and love means to offer the best. So Radharani is the happiness of God, which is the love of God, which is the offering of the best to God. Herself, she has the full capacity to satisfy Krishna because she is the Purna Shakti, the full capacity. Radharani's fragrance, she's hiding in a forest of magnolias. Krishna's 100 meters away. He's looking for Radha. And he smells her because her fragrance is Mahabhav fragrance. It's the offering of fragrance. When you love someone, you offer them very beautiful things, generally flowers. If you really love them, you make a flower arrangement. If you love them more, you make a flower garland. So Radharani is expert in making the most exquisite flower garlands. The most exquisite flower garlands. Flowers and food. So Radharani is the best cook. Of course, love is expressed through trying to please someone by cooking nicely for them. By the fragrance of the food, the taste of the food, the color of the food, the texture of the food. It's all perfect. So Radharani goes to cook for Krishna every day. Every day. And when she comes to cook for Krishna, she has so much jewelry on her. But what is the jewelry? It's Mahabhav Sarup. It's not different than Radharani. Just like how all you ladies here, when your husbands come home, you dress very beautiful just for their pleasure. I guess maybe that's previously. So like that, they would dress beautiful for the pleasure, to please. I remember in 26 Second Avenue, when Prem Bhakti Mar got married to Rasaraj, and Boyjan's wife, Mother Jagat Tarini, was there. She was kind of like a mentor to Prem Bhakti. And Prem Bhakti Marg, you know, she's from the hardcore scene. She didn't want to get dressed up for a wedding. But Jagatarini convinced her. It's love for the pleasure of Krishna. You have to dress up. Why do you dress up beauty? You dress for the pleasure of Krishna, pleasure of your husband. I remember one scene in the wedding where Rasaraj had to, some of you, most, anyway, half of you know who it is. Rasaraj was a lead singer of 108. Now he's the COO of a major company. When he had a charter on, when he lifted up, because he had to cover her head or put a garland, you know, the charter went up and his tattoo showed. It said, I remember, I defy you. But she took off her alankar, her ornaments, which were for the pleasure of, for the pleasure of Krishna. They were her. Her ornaments were not different than her. And then she had avaram. I guess she had a dot and red and markings, makeup, which is also Mahabhav. The avaram was more even beautiful than the alankar. Then she came in the kitchen and Rohini is organizing the cooking, Balaram's mother. And there's 100 of those clay stoves, and all the ingredients were all cut up, and the spices were by there, and all Radharani Sakhis and the Manjaris, they were assisting in different ways. And Radharani would come in and she would come in and just out of her love, so much love, she would put the vegetables in, just stir it, throw a little spice, walk to the next one, stir it, throw in a little spice. And there's like, she keep on walking around. And what the taste of that was. I remember, I see, you know, Joe Cayley's here. He remembers when we were together at Henry's house and Jamuna was staying there for the 20th anniversary of Radha Bana Bihari, the deities. And I just remember Jamuna cooked oatmeal one day. The supreme personality of oatmeal, because she has so much, Prabhupada said that she had Bhav. Tamal Krishnamurti told me that. Out of her love, and her love, she loved us to cook breakfast. It was just some oatmeal. And it was just absolutely amazing out of love. And Radharani, of course, I mean, I'm just saying some of her qualities. She's the most beautiful singer. Krishna, read, this is good. You're hearing the class, the same class in the evening, but translated. But there's a little special when you don't have to translate it. And then you may also be in the kitchen, maybe cooking or whatever, you'll see. So singing, her singing, the whole scene at the Rasa dance, out of love. And Krishna would sing. But Radhi, and the higher you sing, the more beautiful it is. But as high as Krishna went, Srimati Radharani went even higher. She went even higher. And even Krishna had to clap and say, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu means that's good, that's good. So what is the singing of Radharani? Gave a class to Russia about Radharani. I mentioned Aretha Franklin. No one knew what I was talking about. You ever heard of Aretha Franklin? Okay. Most of you have heard of Aretha Franklin, right? Okay. Something like that. more. Like Goloka Brindavan's got talent on steroids. But when you have love for someone, they love you. And when you love someone, you are controlled by them. They don't dictate to you what to do. You're just so focused on their desire. What does control mean? When you're controlled by someone, you are ruled by their desires. You're ruled by their desires. So not that they rule you by you are ruled by their desires. It's not, it's not, they're not desiring something just to control you, but whatever they desire, you want to satisfy if you love someone. So they're completely, he's completely controlled by Radha. And as Krishna is known as Madan Mohan because he conquered Cupid, Radharani is known as Madan, Mohan, Mohini, the conqueror of Cupid. Krishna is madly in love with Radharani and therefore is under the rule, not of her will, but her desires. And sometimes her will, if her will is to please Krishna by controlling him. So we know she has those qualities. And it's so powerful that, maybe during Kartik, I may do Ramananda Samvad again. I think I haven't done that like in 20 years, maybe. The discussion between Ramananda Roy and Lord Chaitanya. And it's described, he asked for the topmost verse. Lord Chaitanya asked Ramananda Roy the topmost verse, and there are great verses, and they keep on going higher and higher, and the different rasas. And when it gets to the gopis, there's a verse, Naparayeham, there's no way I can repay you. Because Krishna is loving everyone. The gopis just love Krishna. It's no contest. And he can't give them anything higher than their love, because that's the highest pleasure. Since I can't give you anything other than that love, I can't repay you. You have to be satisfied with that. There's nothing I can do that can reciprocate the degree of love, but it goes higher. And they describe the verse that Krishna is overwhelmed by the rasa dance, but Radharani is the essence of that. When she leaves, and Krishna can't relish it. Then the gopis madly began searching for Krishna, and then they see another footprint, and they know that he's left with someone. And then they say that famous verse, Aniya radito nunam. Aniya, there is no one else. Aniya radito Bhagavan Harir Ishvara. There's no one else that has worshipped me to this degree. Bhagavan Harir Ishvara, who's worshipped Bhagavan, who's Hari, who's Ishvara, No one has worshipped the Supreme Lord to her degree. Aniyaradito Nunam Bhagavan Harir Ishvat, Vidaya Govind, because she's left everything and went with her to a hidden place. So, the worship of Sri Radha is paramount in our spiritual practices. I'm going to read some verses from Prabhupada that demonstrate that, but just one story. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was at Radhakund, and his disciples came back and said the king of Bharatpur, he's doing Dandavat Parikram around Radhakund. They're glorifying him. They said, why? He said, because, such a devotee of Krishna. And Bhakti Siddhanta said, I'm not impressed. He said, the only reason that we worship Krishna is because Sri Radha loves him so much. And that way we were shocked as we worship the energy of Krishna more than we worship God. That is our tradition. We worship Krishna, but we worship the energy of Krishna. So now I will just read. Okay. When I first began, there were like 6 people, and I was just saying, oh my God, all these people, just a complete Maya. There's still a whole list that's a complete Maya, but at least there's a few that have crawled out of bed on Saturday morning and thought, let me worship Radha. So listen to these. In Brindavan, all pure devotees pray for the mercy of Srimati Radharani, the pleasure potency of Krishna. Srimati Radharani is the tender-hearted form counterpart of the Supreme Whole, resembling the perfectional stage of a worldly feminine nature. Therefore, the mercy of Radharani is available very readily to sincere devotees. And once Radharani recommends a devotee, Krishna immediately accepts the devotee's admittance into his association. It's one of the small books, actually. Sri Krishna's sense of happiness is limited to the happiness of the gopis. Devotees of Brindavan therefore try to serve the gopis, namely Radharani and her associates. If one gains the favor of the gopis, he easily gains the favor of Krishna because of the recommendation of the gopis. Krishna at once accepts the service of a devotee. Lord Chaitanya therefore wanted to please the gopis instead of Krishna. CC Adi 4189. The devotees, taking advantage of Krishna's compassionate nature, which is represented by Radharani, always pray to Radharani for Krishna's compassion. Nectar of Devotion, chapter 22. Radharani is very dear to Krishna, and if we approach Krishna through the mercy of Radharani, we can easily attain Krishna. If Radharani recommends a devotee, Krishna immediately accepts him, however foolish he may be. Radharani, the symbol of the topmost bhakti, is so powerful that she has purchased Krishna. Therefore, Vrajavasis take shelter of the lotus feet of Radharani. For if she recommends, oh, here is a nice devotee, Krishna must accept him. We should be more interested in worshiping Radharani, for however fallen we may be, if somehow or other we can please Radharani, we can easily understand Krishna. What is EKC? That's the book, one of the small, anyway. Srimati Radharani is the center of all Brindavan's activities. In Brindavan, Krishna is the instrument of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, all the inhabitants of Brindavan still chant Jai Radhe. From Krishna's own statement given herein, it appears that Radharani is the queen of Brindavan and that Krishna is simply her decoration. That's Prabhupada. So we see the intimate realization and understanding of Prabhupada. We see it and how careful he is, but it's there. Okay, I gave my Radha Tattva. I don't think Jamuna Jaya is here. She wrote me from London. Somehow the Bhakti Center, somebody's doing something on yoga and they need to film her. So would anybody else like to share a reflection of the class that you appreciated maybe?
Maharaj Akidai Shakti. So close, but I'm doing other things. Hello. It's very full and very, very beautiful. Sorry. When you say that Radharani is like make Krishna beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
And how if we are their friends to Radharani, Krishna will accept us, and we can understand Krishna easily if we worship Radharani. That is so beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow, great, good. Anybody else like to say hello? Or have a reflection?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, it's Missy. I liked when you gave the comparison and you said Krishna is a rose and Radharani is the texture and the smell and the color, and without that, then you don't have the rose. So I liked the comparison of that. And again, I thank you for another beautiful class. I wish I were still in Kali, Columbia with you.
Yeah. Right. Wow. Yeah, it's so nice. I was in Brindavan and I heard this from a sadhu. I thought, wow, this is such a nice explanation. We also wish you were here. Ecstasy is still going on. Yesterday, I visited Gala's father's business partner's house. And I've never seen a house like that. And I've never seen such pious people. I don't know what kind of karma you have, that you're beautiful and you're wealthy, and the children are just like so intelligent and well-behaved. And just like, what world am I in? So Kali, Columbia is quite interesting place. Okay, anybody else?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dr. Gopinath here.
Kishori Radha, Priya.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe. Radhe.
Guru Maharaj, what are Radharani's favorite foods? What does she like on Radhastami?
Well, there's this sabji, which in English is called taro. And how does it cook generally?
It's kind of more of like a fried thing.
How do you cut it?
You actually just take like small taro.
A small taro, yeah.
And fry it.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
The whole taro.
And then you take it out and smash it. You
take it out and smash it.
And then fry it again and then cover it in masala.
Then fry it again and cover it in masala. And what masala?
I think you could do when they do like that mix on like a samosa, what is that?
Ing? No.
No, it's like a standard masala, like it would be like a regular.
Okay, it's this in India they call it RB, and we used to always they used to make Radharani red.
Oh, chaat masala.
Chaat masala, which is Radharani red is plum chutney.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll see Tota on Monday.
Absolutely.
Got that, what is it called? The red eye flight.
That's right.
I'll be an absolute mess the next day, but I don't care. Because either you travel and waste a day or you sleep and waste it. It's not different. It's like, but I don't like this getting off and getting on, especially with so many planes that are canceled. It just increases the chances of getting stuck someplace. So I like when you get on a plane and you get off the plane and that's it. That's what I'm doing to India too. Okay, anybody else?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Happy Radhastami.
Okay, Haribo, Gail, Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe. Okay. Lal, where are you?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I'm at work. I'm about to start work.
Okay.
Thank you for a great class.
This is the hairdresser to the stars. You're all seeing him. Lal Govinda. Okay.
JJ Sham.
Okay, good. You went to work. You got your Radha class you couldn't miss. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Jai Maharaj, this is Hemal Radha.
Rate.
Oh,
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Who's that Sahajiya voice, Hemalata Radha? Okay.
How are you, Maharaj?
Well, you know, hey, Haribo. Good.
Hare Krishna.
What are you going to do today?
We celebrate here in our home.
Okay. Some people will come?
We have 50 people RSVP.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful, huh? And serving, making them happy.
Yeah.
Any cheese?
I wish.
Not today. Today is a special menu for Radharani.
Okay.
We have a plum chutney.
Okay. Radha Red. What else? What's the savory?
We had
Aloo patra.
Aloo patra.
Okay.
¿Cómo se llama la de espinaca?
Koftas.
Koftas.
With cheese and broccoli.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Well, that is.
I tried to do a sweet only name of rice.
You try to do what?
Él dice que se quiere un arroz, ¿te acuerdas?
He's going to try to imitate or try to get to the holy rice that our beloved
take a
God's
picture. Take a picture of it and send it to me.
Okay, Maharaj.
If you can get the Supreme Personality of Rice, but I'll let Hemalata. She has to be honest. If it's only Narayan, she has to tell me. Okay. Anyway, serve the Vaishnavas. Be so happy. Make them all happy. Radharani would be pleased. Just make the Vaishnavas happy. Serve them. That's all.
We'll do our best, Maharaj.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. And during the week, you call me and tell me how the festival went. Okay?
Yes, Maharaj, I will.
Okay. Haribo.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Haribo.
Rate.
Radhe. Anybody, he's got to go back to the kitchen. He's got his.
Radhe Maharaj.
Haribo. Here is what is it? Father knows best. The typical American family.
Wow.
Leave it to Beaver. Father knows best. You know, the real
board cleaver.
Now, is that the real background or it's a fake background?
This is the real background in our kitchen. Yeah.
It's my wallpaper.
Hey, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to the temple, the Bhakti Center, the Brooklyn Center, what?
We're going to Hurry Out in Washington Square Park, and then
Probably
maybe
Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather go.
How's my darling motorcycle mechanic doing?
I'm good. I'm doing good.
Okay, great to see you.
Thank you for class, Kamaraj.
Yeah. Thank you, Garage.
Kaylee, it's been busy. Why don't you call me when I get back? You know, it's easier for me from America. I got your call. I missed your call. Give me a call. Okay, anyway, call me during the week, okay?
Okay, I will.
Like maybe Tuesday or something, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
You need to catch up. Okay.
Haribol, Kamaraj.
Hare Krishna.
Radhe Radhe.
Maybe. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, I look at the names. Thank you all for allowing me to speak. I will fast this morning and chant Hare Krishna. Vanchakopatribhya Sakribhya.